Hi guys, Victoria here for Beyond Paper by Victoria, and today I want to introduce you to the potion bottle from Tonic Studios. And we've got lots of spiders, skulls, the potion bottle, sentiment, spiders, coffins, and it's got a little stopper in the top, so it's like a little cork in the top of your bottle. Now you can make this bottle longer if you wish, you can make it shorter if you wish. And I've just done a little project here that I'd like to show you, and we will be making one of these bottles in a tutorial, but I'd like to show you this project that I've made. And I'm just going to place this back in here because it's part of the project that I've made. And I've done this potion book. And I've just done this on the scoreboard, guys, so I will try and do a tutorial for this because I know that you'll want to make it. So basically we have the pages as you would have in a book, and we've distressed it with some ink. Done that top and bottom there. We've done this curved spine section on the book here, and we've just added a little tassel there for decoration. And then here I have a piece of cardstock that I've lined on top of this box, and I have gone in with some black paint, some old Nouveau paint actually, in black and brown, and I've gone over some twine, so I've glued some twine onto the card, then I've distressed it with the paint, and then I've gone over with some gold and some bronze Nouveau mousse. I've created a wand here, and I did this glazed eye, and then obviously I've done potion here for a potion book, and the letters there are from the rocking horse block that we did some time ago. So when we open the little clasp here at the front, going to open the book, and you're going to have down there all your potion bottles. So here is the smaller potion bottle that I've created. Okay, I've put a magnet in the bottom of this one and a magnet in the top of the drawers just to keep it in place whilst it's in transit. This is the bottle as it comes, which I've shown you, and then this is an elongated version, just making it taller. And we've got Eye of Newt with some eyes there. We've got poison and a bottle there. We've got the coffin with the bugs and the spiders, and then we've got venom, and then we've got a skull. And I've just added a little skull there with a spider hanging down. So I'm going to place that back in there. Just use some old vintagey type newspaper papers and distress those with a little bit of brown vintage ink and some black soot ink. And then just roughly gone around aging it with a bit of mousse here and there with that copper and the gold. So this is just my a little project that I put together. As you know, if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know I love a project. So I will try and get the measurements and everything for this made in case you'd like to make it. Have a go, and we'll put one of these little bottles together. So stay tuned. So we're going to put the bottle together now. So we've got this die set, and as you can see, it's a smaller die set. I've put it on this magnetic sheet whilst I'm working from it. As mighty as it is, like you can see, you can make some fabulous projects with it, and I'm sure you're going to think of lots of other projects that you can use with this bottle alone. So it's a great standalone die set, but also it's great to mix and match with other things that you might have in your stash. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put one together. You will need to cut 4 of these out. This is the side of your box. So 4 of those, and obviously 4 of your layering panels. You'll need 1 of these for your base. Depending on which way you make it, you might need 2. Depends if you want to cover your glue tabs, but you're not actually going to see inside the bottle, so 1 will be enough. You'll need to cut 4 of these for the stopper on the top of your bottle. You'll need to cut 1 of these, 1 of these, and 4 of these. Okay, and then the rest are decorative dies. You've got skeletons, skulls, skull and bones I should say. You've got like a little wiggly creature there. We've got a spider's web. We have a spider. We have an eye as well, so Eye of Newt. You have this banner with like all the blood or slime running down, and then you've got different sentiments here. So you've got poison and you've got venom there that you can insert. We've also got a sentiment here with a little mini tag here. So much that you can do with this set. So we've got a potion bottle, we have a coffin there as well to decorate further, and you'll have other bits and pieces in your stash that you can mix and match. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put together a bottle. So I'm just going to put that to one side. So as I said to you before, you will need 4 of the side panels and a glue tab. So I've creased all the score lines already, but you would go ahead and crease and score those with your crease tool. And I'm bringing in my Sweet Petunia glue press because it's easier to work with. And I'm just going to add this now to the bottom. If you're not familiar with the glue press, then they are available on the Tonic Studios website. And as always, you can find the links in my description. So that will take you straight over to the shop. And it doesn't cost you anything extra to use my affiliate links either, guys. So we've got that now pressed down to the bottom of that bottle. Okay, so now we want to add the rest of these side panels. So we'll go ahead, we'll add wet adhesive. Wet adhesive is the way to go, as always. So line that one up there with that one, make sure that they're all the same level. If you just take your eye across the score line there, then you'll know you're in the right place. And then press down. You might want to get your precision tool or bone folder and just go over that, just to make sure that those fibres are broken down there. And we'll go ahead and we'll add the remaining 2 panels. So again, just like we've done before, line that up. There we go. Make sure we're all level there. And then your last one, there we go, and line that one up. So then you want to go and glue them all the way around. So I can see there I'm just a tad over too much. I'm going to pull that one out. There we go. And then you're going to fold that over, adding the glue to that tab, and then you're going to hook one to the other, and this is when you know you're going to have it in place, because it will all line up there. Okay, there we go. So there is your bottle. Let me just smarten that up a little bit. There we go. So there we go. So then we're going to hook those tabs in. We're going to add the adhesive there. Okay, and then we're going to close that over and just hold it till you know you can move on to your next step. Now you can fold that over if you want to, and then you can take your bone folder, precision tool, and press down there and adhere those together. Okay. Now you'll see we've got little glue tabs here. We then want to bring these next pieces in. So these will glue one to the other to the other. So a tiny little bit of glue on each of those little tabs, and then pinch those together until you know they've grabbed as well. And we're going to do that till we go all the way around all of those little tabs. Okay. There we go. And you. And then we're just going to go round, pinching that top portion in there. There we go. And you'll do that till you go all the way round. Tuck you in. There we go. Come undone there. You're going to hold it a little bit longer than me. I am. I'm speeding along. You can get your tweezers in there as well, guys, if you find it difficult just holding it and pinching it. So I do use my tweezers quite a lot, to be fair. A little bit more glue. There we go. Oh, fingers and thumbs today. There we go. And when you know you can get your tweezers in, just clamp that down. If you've got pegs, you could use pegs as well. That's absolutely fine. And then a little bit more glue there. Tuck those in. There we go. And I'm just going to bring the tweezers in there. Just got a little bit of card there that is annoying me, so I'm just going to snip that away. There we go. That's annoying. It was annoying me. There we go. And now you're left with this hole. So you're going to need to cut 4 of these, and you're going to do a mountain fold, which is a peak, and then you're going to do like a trough, so that is your valley fold. So mountain, valley, okay. And then you're going to need adhesive on this small little tab here, okay. And then this tucks in under there, and just hold it with your fingers till you know it's grabbed. This gives you the neck of the bottle, okay. I absolutely adore this little bottle because you can elongate it if you want to, so you can have it double that height, or you can make it shorter as well. Just by snipping a little bit or adding a little bit more card, you can then change the look of the bottle in its size. So you just go all the way around until you've added all of those neck pieces to the bottle there, and you can get your fingers in and you can really pinch it, so that's a good thing. And then we're going to move on to the next one. So we've gone all the way around. So again, place that in there. In it goes. And we're just pinching so we know the glue has grabbed all the way round. And then the last one, and slide him in there. again, pinching, because you can get your fingers in there, no problem at all. And then you're left with that. So then you need to bring all your little tabs into play, like so. Tuck them all in, and then we're going to need a little bit of adhesive on each tab, and then bring him to meet his friend. And again, if you've got little pegs, put little pegs on. If you haven't, then just grab it with your tweezers. And then we're going to go on to his next one. And you can wrap twine around the neck of the bottle there if you want to as well. Okay. And then pinch that one. And then pinch that in. Now you want to make sure that this top section is dry. Okay, you're not going to be speeding along like me, but you want to make sure that top section is dry, because then this is where this piece comes in, and that slots inside of there, like so. Okay, so it leaves a fantastic necked finish. So I am going to add glue to the inside of this neck, just so it's less messy on the old fingers. But you can add the glue to the glue tabs, and then want to fold the tabs in like so, and hey presto, it's in place. So then you would just smooth it out till you know all the glue tabs have dried. Okay, so you can get your fingers right underneath, that's not a problem. And then just wait till that has all grabbed where you want it to be. Okay, so we'll let that dry till we move on to the next stage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to decorate our panels. So we've got 4 of the same colour. Okay, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of distress ink, and I don't need much, so I'm just going to go in and distress those edges there and make them a little bit aged. Now you could actually go in with some mousse, which we might actually do as well. So just to give that a distressed, dirty, aged look, like the potion bottle's been sat on the shelf for a very long time. And you don't have to be too precise with this. Okay, just there we go. And then what I tend to do is just go along the edges of the bottle, just adding that aged look a little bit, because you don't want it to be pristine. A potion bottle wouldn't be pristine. So we just go in and add some mucky, messy look to it. Okay, and don't forget those little joins there. You don't have to be too precise with this, guys, because you know, you don't want it to look aged. Okay, you don't want a pristine bottle. Right, so we're happy with that. We have a little ink left on our mat, so this is where I would tend to come in with a little bit of this, what's left on here, and just age that a little bit, because you don't want that pristine white either for the decorative bit on the bottle. And the same with the skull and bones there, and the same with the cobwebs. We don't want anything just white, do we? You know, we want it to look a bit aged, a bit grungy. And then take these to one side. Just going to wipe away our mess. There we go. Make sure we're all clean and tidy. Now we're ready to decorate these panels. So we're going to have the coffin on one of the panels. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of glue just along the back there, just to, okay, and then I'm going to offset that from the white, just so that we've got a little shadow going on in the background, and it will make it pop off the white. So again, a little bit of glue on the back, there we go. And then we're going to put him on the black layer there, and it just makes it pop a little bit more then on that white. And then we want some foam pads on the back, so we're going with the black foam pads, so we don't see those pads. And then I'm going to go at a jaunty angle, and that is one of our panels done. So we'll put him to one side. Now we're going to have, what we're going to have, let's have a look. So we'll go with that potion bottle. So again, a little bit of adhesive on the back there. And that's going to go onto the orange. There we go. Now you could have put a black layer underneath there to make it pop a little bit more, but I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to put a foam pad there, and I'm going to cut one in half. There we go. For the neck, so it's supported. And then that is going to go on there. We're going to have the eye of Newt. Again with an orange layer. I think we're having that one on there. We've got the skull and cross there. And that was going to have the cobweb at the top, cobweb at the bottom, and then that's having a spider. That's going there with one of those, and that is going there. There we go. Not bad going. Right, okay. So we need to put this at an angle. I like a bit of a jaunty angle, so I think we'll go this way with this one. And then a little bit of adhesive there with a spider, and another one. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my hand. I'm old school. I like the glue on the back of my hand, because then I can tap off the excess. Right, so I'm going to have one there and one there. Okay, so that's another panel. Then we've got this eye of Newt. So again, we have a shadow layer. So we've cut it in black, and then we've cut it in the white. I do like a shadow layer. It does make a project pop. And you want the eye to be drawn in and quite often a shadow layer just does the trick. There we go. And again, I'm going to add a foam pad to the back. And we'll go that way. We're going to add this creepy crawly. So pick up the rest of the glue there. I'm going to sneak him underneath. Let's get rid of the foam pads. We had a spider left, so I'm just going to put him on there as well. Lots of creepy crawlies. And then this last panel, we're going to have that one on there. Again, foam pad. And then we're going to add these cobwebs first. So I'm going to have this one up the top. And this one at the bottom. Okay. And the skull. And then we're going to have the spiders trapped in that web. There we go. And that's the fourth panel. So I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm placing my panels here. Now I have some titanium white acrylic ink, and you can get this online. I am just going to be using a little bit of it. Comes with a little pipette. You can get it in bronzes, blacks, golds, whites. And then I have a feather brush, and I'm just literally going to dip the ends of that brush, and I'm going to tap and do a little speckle on my panel. Okay, and I think that will do. So I'm just going to dry my brush off, because that's something Vicky always forgets. Just going to move these out of the way for just a moment. Let those dry for a minute or two. It doesn't take long to dry. And then we'll have a little mopsy. A good idea is like a little booth for doing splatter and such like. And I know you've a cardboard box if you've got one to hand. So we shall just mop up there. And now we can put this stopper together for our bottle. Okay, so you have the square there with a glue tab, and then these all have a glue tab. So what we're going to do is going to add one. I'm just going to place that down on my desk, guys. It's easier, isn't it? Easier for you to see as well. Oh, heavy-handed. There we go. And then go all the way round. Last one. Okay. make sure they're stuck from the inside as well. And then you have these glue tabs on the side, so you're going to bring each one in. Okay, so bring that one in, pinch it with your fingers and hold it until you know it's grabbed. Alright, and then the next one till we've gone all the way round. And you can bend those glue tabs out of your way so you can get your fingers in there. But like before, you can get your tweezers in there as well. And then the last one, sneak you in there. And then put that one in place. And I'm just going to go in with my tweezers. There we go. Got paint on me and everything. There we go. Usually when Vicky has a splattering session, she just tends to get it absolutely everywhere, don't we all? TV screen, everywhere. So we're going to take one in, place some glue, bend another one in, take some glue, bend the other one in, and then the last one, bend him in. Okay, and there is your stopper for your bottle. Ta-da! So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of the Pure Platinum. Couldn't see if the tree's there, couldn't remember its name. Pure Platinum Nouveau Mousse. And as I always say, take a little out onto your desk. Don't put your finger in the dish. I did that the other day, but I did tell you not to. It was one of them do what I say, not what I do situations. But you don't want to be putting your fingers in the dish, because mould can then appear in your dish. Oh. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of that on my finger, like so. And I'm just going to go random. No neatness to it. No neatness to it at all. Just to give it a little bit more of a distress look. And it doesn't matter if you go heavy-handed in one area, lighter in another. We want this to look a bit dishevelled and a bit old. So there, don't forget those bits as well, and those bits. We don't want this to be neat. So just random. Age it. Go in there with a copper if you want to. I'm going to go in there, just make it look really old. And yeah. If you went in there now with like a copper, ooh, it would look old. So this is a good opportunity to get messy with some of your products, because we don't really bring our Nouveau out in. I don't think we use it enough, so maybe we need to be including it a little bit more for you guys, so you know that you can use it more. So get off my clean dirty fingers, get them clean. So there you have your distressed bottle, and then you have your stopper in the top. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our panels now to this. You could put these on with foam pads if you wanted to. It's completely up to you. So again, bring that down. And then we'll go, we'll go the coffin next. Okay. There we go. Next panel, I think we'll have the potion bottle. That'd look lovely in purple. Ooh. Imagine doing an ombre ink effect behind the back of the bottle. That would be nice. So many ideas, too many ideas, because then there's too many videos. And I've got to get on to the next launch. So down he goes. Get all of our mess out of the way. And there, guys, is your Eye of Newt. I want to keep calling it a perfume bottle, so I apologise if I call it a perfume bottle and it's a potion bottle, but it could be a perfume bottle. You know, it could be anything that you want it to be. So there's your Eye of Newt potion bottle there, and put all the little jelly beans or gumballs or all sorts of little things in there. And as always, if this interests you, or anything else that you think, oh, I'm low on card, I'm low on glue, you can use my affiliated links, which are always in the description of a video, and that helps support the creator who's doing the videos. So there's no additional cost to you to purchase through my links, but it does fund me to be able to do these tutorials for you. So that's greatly appreciated if you want to use those. If you don't, you want to head straight to Tonic, that's absolutely fine. There's no difference if you use my links or Tonic's links. It takes you to the same place, but it's just a way of supporting the creator that does the tutorials. So I have another project that you saw at the beginning of the video. So that will be on a separate video if you want to watch that as well. That will be just made on the scoreboard, and it's just all measurements really. So if you'd like to join me for that tutorial, it will be a pleasure to have your company. And I want to say thank you very much for your company today, as always. And until next time, happy crafting. Take care, guys. Bye for now.